I still remember the day. I was 13 years old, in the middle of my school hall on Careers Day. The air was thick, with the smell of freshly waxed floors, the sound of humming, my friends and my peers excitedly running to their desks to fill in forms about our dream future. I was there, gripping the form in my left hand, pencil in my right, as I stared at the question, what do you want to be when you are older? Instantly, an image came to my mind. Me in a pristine white coat, stethoscope around my neck, smiling with pride as I saved lives. The picture was perfect. It was what my Indian grandfather spoke at every family gathering. It's what my teachers encouraged, and it's what my community celebrated in whispers of approval. Our Nimi, she's so clever. She's going to be a doctor one day. But here's the thing. When I saw that vision of my future, I didn't feel joy. I didn't feel excitement. I felt nothing. The truth is, my voice in my head wasn't saying, yes, this is it. Instead, it was saying, yes, this is what you should do. Fast forward many years later, failing multiple exams, and my family finally realizing they probably pinned their dreams and their hopes on the wrong kid. The realization hit me like a freight train. That dream wasn't my dream. That voice in my head was not my voice. I didn't know what my dream looked like. I had no idea what my voice sounded like, because I was too busy chasing somebody else's dream and their vision of success. I want to raise of hands in the room. Who here has ever been told who they should be or what they should do with their life? Don't be shy. This is a safe space. Raise your hands. Yeah. I see some half hands coming up. All the way up. Okay. Now look around. You are not alone. Some of you look surprised. I'm not. Because a Harvard Business Review revealed that 90% of adults feel as though they made a major life decision, career path, or relationship based on somebody else's external influence or societal expectations. In this talk, I'm going to help you uncover those layers of influence, help you reconnect with your authentic voice, and empower you to start forming your decisions around who you truly are. Before we go any further, I think everybody has gathered by now I'm not a doctor. So I can take this off because I got it for dramatic effect. I hope that did pull off. First time I've ever worn a lab coat. There you go. Feels so much better. See, the thing is, when you are born, your voice isn't actually yours. It is shaped, molded, and layered by countless external influences. So how do we break down those influences? Well, first, I want you to recognize that there's bad news. The bad news is there's no escaping this process. It happens to all of us. The good news is it can be undone and rewritten. In order to do that, we need to understand the process first, and I've termed that process the voice layer theory. So what I want you to do is imagine that voice that you were born with, natural, instinctive, untouched by the outside world. It was a blank canvas. It represents so much. It represents pure expression, joy, laughter, crying, babbling away without any inhibitions. It represents curiosity and openness, a desire to discover the world. It also represents authenticity. No fear, no filter, just you in your truest form. So I want you to imagine this voice as your foundation, the soil, the roots. Who was the first influence on our voice when we are born, as we go through the early years of our life? Our parents. Our parents shape our thoughts, our beliefs, and our opinions. Disclaimer, my parents are in the room. They raised me with love, okay? Parents are like your lenses. They're your window to the open world. So if your parent is someone who deems the world a dangerous place and it's not fit or safe for anybody out there, they're full of fear, well, you're going to go through life being really cautious, staying within the line, being risk averse. If your parent is someone who says to you, you must become a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, option A, B, and C, because that was their dream. They were projecting their ambitions, their inhibitions, their dreams, their fears onto you, while you're going to spend your whole life trying to fulfill that dream for them and not yourself. So that first layer, that first impression on our authentic voice is our parents. I want you to imagine that foundation that we spoke about, your parents as the layer on top. The next layer, educators. We go through school, high school, university, our teachers and professors. They teach us about our belief system in behavior. Sit down and be quiet. Only speak when spoken to. Our teachers teach us that discipline and obedience is the highest currency. Making sure that we stay within that box, not allowing for critical thinking or self-expression. The next layer on top of that, our social circles, our peers, our friends. We meet multiple throughout our lives. They build our idea of self in society. Where do we fit in? Because all we really want to do as humans is fit in. They teach us to stay cool. Don't wear that, that's not cool. We have to go to that party tonight. Everybody's going. They teach us to conform. There was a study done in the 1950s called the Ash Conformity Experience, where they tested how individual opinions get influenced by groups of people. They found that 75% of the participants ended up choosing answers that the group wanted, even though they knew the answer was incorrect. Even though they knew the answer was incorrect, they still went with it. Why? A need to fit in, a need to feel a part of something. They went on in the study to express that there were 3 elements that led to high levels of this conformity. The first, the number of people within the group. So the higher number of people in the groups led to higher levels of conformity. The second was the more difficult the task and the challenge led to higher levels of conformity. The third, the higher number of high status individuals within the group led to higher levels of conformity. The only time in the study that conformity decreased was when individuals were asked to give their answers privately, one-to-one, to the adjudicators, showing that we will deny our natural instinctive voice just to feel a part of something. The next layer on top of our peers and our friends, media, TV, radio, newspaper. That highly builds our idea of the world. Cultures, religion, politics, pop culture, the world of celebrity. They also reaffirm our gender stereotypes. How many TVs and movies have we seen where the girl, well, she's the damsel in distress. She's helpless. She's waiting to be saved in her high tower. And how many times have we seen the male? Well, he's the hero. He's strong. He's powerful. He's got it all together and he saves the day. Showing boys and girls from a very, very young age, well, men, they're natural born leaders. Girls, they're passive. They're obedient. The next layer, which is the final layer, as we are in the digital era, social media. By the tap of a button, we have access to millions of voices around the world telling us what we should think and believe and the choices that we should make in our lives. One thing I have to talk about today is the algorithm. We think the algorithm is built to make our lives better. When it comes to your voice, the algorithm is not helping you. Let's just say you're scrolling through your phone and you see a video pop up and someone's speaking to the screen and they say, "Guys, I'm telling you, the sky is not blue. I figured it out, the sky is not blue." You watch that full 30-second video, you go on with your day, flicking through. More and more videos pop up of people claiming the sky isn't blue. You watch them. You keep watching them. What that's doing is reaffirming a belief and a thought within you that makes you believe that it is fact. Next thing, you're going to be the person on social media saying, "Guys, the sky is not blue." So that's the final layer. And what happens when all of these layers are built up on your authentic, natural voice? Your voice gets silenced. Your voice gets diluted. Your voice is lost amongst the noise. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. I do want to stress that. Your voice hasn't disappeared. It's just buried deep within these layers. So how do we break through the layers, Nimi, I hear you ask? To put it simply, question everything. Question it all. Question every thought you have, every belief that you have, every choice that you have ever made. When you question it, you'll see that a lot of your thoughts and beliefs aren't actually aligned with who you truly are or who you want to be. If you identify that, let it go. Replace it with a thought that truly does align. Then you're going to practice using that voice more and more. It's like a muscle in the gym. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. You build more confidence in that authentic voice, and that is how you show up. Someone who has broken down those layers, built them up again, broken them down again, built them up again, is standing right in front of you on this stage. I left my family home at the age of 25 to move across to the UAE to follow my dream job. I broke the layers down, rebuilt them again to identify who I was then. 2 years ago, I actually left that dream job as a national radio host because the voice inside me was saying, "You deserve so much more." And so I broke them down again, rebuilt them again. This time I asked myself even deeper questions. What do you stand for? What do you want to be remembered for? Who do you want to serve? That's when I realized that my true story of being a shy, timid, insecure little girl has transformed into a woman in her 30s who is a national host, presenting the biggest stages across the region, and has now built a business on helping women, empowering them to find the power of their voice. I say this to you to tell you that your voice isn't something that you find. It's something that you build, truth by truth, layer by layer. It's uniquely yours. And when you use it, trust me when I say, the world will listen. Thank you.